to the SRN coverage of the GT3 series here on Thursday nights. We have our drivers qualifying now. They are in this qualifying session, so we'll take a peek as these guys start to, they are on their warm-up lap. They have 2 laps in a 10-minute session here. We will see how they stack up here as they go. While they're doing that warm-up, let's go ahead and take a look at our race conditions here. 20% humidity on 70 degrees outside, ambient temperature with 2-mile-an-hour wind. 74 degrees is the track temperature. That is going to be very cool and keep these tires under them pretty well in this series. You watched us last week. If not, I will fill you in. These are a fixed setup race. They have 50% fuel in a 45-minute race, so they are going to have to pit at some point for at least a splash and go, probably not tires unless they've had some sort of issue. So having that cooler track temperature will definitely help these drivers tonight as they have to use those for the entire 45-minute race. We're looking at Alex Healy on board here in his 97 Chevy Corvette as he has just started his lap now. We'll kind of pan around here a little bit. This is Dominic Arriata in his 3 McLaren. Going up the hill. We'll see, he is also on his first lap, so we'll see what he can get for time. We have 13 drivers tonight. And let's see who else is on track. Looks like every car is on track right now, so this is going to happen pretty much in a hurry here as soon as they start coming across the line. It takes a little over 2 minutes, about 2 minutes and 20 seconds we'll call it, to complete a lap for most of these drivers. We're on board with Marco Barrias in his 5 Porsche. He is coming around through S's here. Show you another. Here's the 71 Porsche of John Q. Oh no! Don't do that in qualifying. Dang it. That's too bad, but he probably will just reset here so he doesn't have to make it count. Or maybe he'll just go again and try it again. So we have 1 or 2 Audis in the field. This is one of them here, Sean Deal in the 44. Also, we got a McLaren number 42 there of Ryan Taylor. Lewis Flowers is in a Ford, and he has also bent it. Oh, his spoiler is gone, so that's not going to work out. They want to take that thing back to the pits. Sometimes if you just tow back in qualifying, that won't count that lap, and then you can go back and try it again. But with 10 minutes, they have limited time, so we'll see what he does here. There you see the number 100 Porsche of Derek Capps. Dominic Arriata is done. He just clocked a 2:18.43, so we'll see how that stacks up. Dominic is definitely one of our faster drivers. Behind him, let's see, we got Rick Baldwin there in that Ford Mustang number 19, just set a 2:20.11 for P2. Nate Brooker there, he just set a 2:22.36 on his first lap. Looks like he's going for another one. Sean Deal right here again. He's in P5 now. Just got bumped to P6 with a 2:23.08. Put Mike Hill in P3 with a 2:20.16. Good lap for him there. And Austin Longnecker in that 95 McLaren there just set a 2:20.77, good for 4th place. Looks like Dominic is the only one that just took 1 lap and called it good. Everyone else looks like they're going for 2 laps here. Somebody has gone off course. You can see all those rocks being kicked up from underneath the car. Makes it a little slippery in those corners. We'll see if Austin Longnecker can improve his lap here. Looking pretty good as he sits. Unfortunately, SDK does not have a track map for this this course at Spa, so you're not going to be able to see where they are on track, but I'll try to keep you updated as best as possible. Longnecker is looking pretty clean. It's steady at least. He's not too loose, not over driving, so this could definitely be an improvement on this lap. Goes into the hairpin back-to-back corners here. See as he comes up to the stripe. Nice and smooth there. Let's see if he gets this. He's currently in P5. That is not going to improve, but well, he did improve. He's in P4 now. So he got 220.21. And Mike Hill has gone up to second place with a 219.88. I believe he is off the track now. Ryan Taylor there is still on the track, currently in P6 at a 221.83. But we will see what he gets as he comes across the stripe here if he improves. And waiting for the timing pylon. Does not look like that is an improvement. So he will stay there. Let's see if we can get with Derek Capps. Looks like he is done in P8 there. This is going to be Marco Berea in the 5 Porsche. He has not taken a time yet, and Lewis Flowers is on the track as well in his Ford Mustang, not taking a lap either. So these guys are going to go a little later in the session and see how that works out for him. And the 5 car just came across the stripe. He is in 11th with a 228.06 and runs a little bit wide there and says that's enough. So let's take a look at Flowers now, the only car left on track. You'll see looking pretty smooth through there. Nice and easy. Not upsetting the car, not getting on the rumble strips. Okay. Here we go. So, I'm gonna come through here. Oh no, session is over. It looks like it. The session ended on him, so let's take a look at our grid. Maybe he was just out there practicing, who knows. Let me back this up so we can get to our beginning guys here. There we go. All right, so Dominic Arriata gets the pole again for 2 weeks straight. Mike Hill is going to be in second. Rick Baldwin is in third. Austin Longnecker in fourth. Fifth is going to go to Nate Brooker and Ryan Taylor behind him in sixth. Seventh is going to be Sean Deal. Derek Capps in 8th. 9th goes to Alex Healy. Matt Grenier gets the 10th position. Marco Barrias in the 11th. And John Q is in 12th. And we'll go ahead and scroll that down so we can see our last driver there, Lewis Flowers, in 13th position. So, as these guys get ready to roll here. Oh, sorry, I already did that. Put our ticker up and get on our drivers. There we go. So, going to be a short parade lap. Don't have to go all the way around. Let me turn my ticker to time instead of laps, because that is not going to matter. And there we go. And the ticker probably shouldn't be going yet because it's 45 minutes in the race. Hopefully it'll reset when we get up there. But here we go. They are rolling now. I got to imagine with these conditions that the cars are going to feel pretty good. It's not too hot, not too slick. If we do get some cars that go off track, you're going to have to deal with some rocks and some marbles. But other than that, it should be a pretty grippy track. Spa is one of the favorites for a lot of drivers in iRacing. I know it is one of mine. I personally love to do these in endurance races. Look, there's rocks all over the track already. They're going to have to clear those off for sure. But in the endurance racing, this is a really fun track, and I look for this to be fun here tonight as well. They take the last couple of corners, we'll get ready to go green. It's always an interesting start here when they come across these hairpin turns back to back and then have to go straight to the throttle. I would look to see these guys get a little spread out right off the bat. Just difficult to go through there slowly, side by side. And you can imagine how much more difficult it is to go quickly side by side. Not sure if we'll see that tonight, but I'm sure we'll see a little bit of hard racing here. Dominic's going to go ahead and round the last corner. And we are under green. The cars are going. Dominic gets a good jump out front. Second and third right here. This is Rick Baldwin and Mike Hill, who, if you watched last week's race, they were neck and neck for almost the whole 45 minutes. We will see as they come down through the Rouge here. Already out to a good sized lead. Everybody pretty much gets the single file. First lap is going to be cold tires, so just feel it out. Then we're going to start racing here. Like Mike Hill in second place there has closed the gap a little bit. We go through that section that's got rocks on it. Everybody gets through okay, no problems there. See these guys. Looks like pretty even gap there, about 5 or 6 car lengths, second or so, between all the positions. Mike Hill looking strong again, but Dominic is just one of the fastest cars we got these days. He's looking real strong out front. I know Rick Baldwin back there in third place. He is one of those guys that the longer the run goes, the better he gets. And we'll look to him to continue to get stronger and stronger as this race goes on. Take a look back in the field here as we do have a little bit of action. That's Austin Longnecker in that 35. He has just made the pass on the 45 of Nate Brooker. Is he going to be able to make that stick? They come through that corner, momentum on the outside to the 95 of Longnecker, sorry. So he makes that pass clean, put him in P4. Gets a little bit up on the curb there, but doesn't hurt the car too bad. Looking back in the field here, don't really have too much of battles out as we complete lap 1 there. Dominic goes back down in turn 1. We are 1 lap deep. Dominic looking good, looking all using the bumps and everything, using as much of that track as he can to keep momentum up going up that hill. Now in the long straight, and he'll head for a hard right-hand turn here in just a moment. looking very clean, looking very solid as usual. And he is starting to gap a little bit. He's got about 1.75 seconds on Mike Hill behind him. Rick Baldwin still in tow. Not much movement here. Let's take a look back here. Derek Capps is completing a pass. That's the 100. The red car on the outside makes a pass on Nate Brooker. The 45 there. These guys kind of start getting to bunching up here. Derek Capps looks like he's kind of checking out a little bit. And this is Alex Healy in the 97 Corvette that's now looking at the 45 car there. We'll see what he can do. Might take him a couple corners to set this up, but it does look like he has caught him a bit. Oh, as the 45 goes off track just a little bit, that's going to scrub a little bit of speed off going into this long straightaway here. Seems to have recovered just fine, though. The 97 falling back just a little bit there through those corners. Take a peek back up front at Dominic, about ready to cross the line. There comes Mike Hill and Rick Baldwin on the outside of your screen. There's a 2-second lead at this point. Like Alex Healy is closing up that gap again, trying to get by Nate. See if he's going to send it into this corner pretty hard. Not trying too much crazy there, but he does got momentum off of that corner. You can see there he might be closing up here a bit. Got to pick his time and when he wants to make this move, but he's definitely got momentum on him. As they go up the hill, gets a little bit of a gap though. He let off the throttle a little bit more than the 45 did, so that cost him some space there. Those two cars painted the same. That's Alex Healy. I want to say Matt Grenier. Nope, not him. Hold on. And Derek Capps. Sorry. Two matching vehicles there. But at least they look like they're matching. Pretty darn close. Back out front now, you see the gap there to all the leaders with the top three. Pretty much 1.5 to 2 seconds between all of them. Definitely see Dominic not afraid to use the rumble strips, not afraid to use the whole track. That way he doesn't have to let off the throttle. He can keep momentum and speed through the corner using all of that. You use as much as iRacing will let you, that's for sure. And it looks like we just had an incident back here. Let's take a look. This is... nope, that's not going to be anything. That's from the beginning. Here we go. Looks like Lewis Flowers maybe has a little bit of an off track here. Let's see what happened. Coming through here. Kind of off the line a little bit. A little too hot. Spins it. No problem, though. He's going to be fine. He'll get that going again. Back up front. No change there. Take a look. These guys are still pretty close. We'll kind of stay on this for a moment because I think this is our closest battles at the moment. And this is going to be the 100 in the red car out front. That's Derek Capps. Nate Brooker is in the middle and Alex Healy right behind. Swinging wide as Derek Capps go into that corner. Looks like in the back there, the 97 in that silver and yellow Corvette is getting pretty close, but just can't really make it happen in the corners just yet. Got to get his timing just right to make this pass. What kind of jump? Yeah, these are all. This is 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. All going for it, very close to each other. And there's a dive right there. He's going to see if he can make that work. Has to get back out of it. Not quite do it. Thought about it. Thought better of that because it was probably going to end up being contact with that late of a dive. Good heads up racing by him to say, nope, not going to work, and get out. Uh-oh. Looks like, which car was that? Somebody had a blink out there. We had a little bit of an off track here. Let's kind of take a look at this. This is the 5 car of Marco Barrias. Let's see what he's got going on here. This corner right here is really easy to overdrive. It feels like you should be able to keep a little bit more speed, but really not too bad. I mean, he went through the dirt, but he kept it straight. Didn't cost him too much. As these guys are still really close to each other, but no position changes at this point. Let's just take a peek right quick here at our leader. You can see all by himself, smooth sailing. And he has got almost a 3-second lead at this point, so he is in commanding control here. Looking really good. Second is right back there, Mike Hill. Third is still Rick Baldwin. And then we got Austin Longnecker in 4th. We go back to 5th. This is where our battle begins with Ryan Taylor, Derek Capps, Nate Brooker, and Alex Healy. Look at all that rock and dirt being thrown on the track. Going to make it a little slippery as they go through the next time. As I take a look here, top speed it looks like is 165 for a tie with Mike Hill and Austin Longnecker. Looks like our best lap at this point belongs to our leader, Dominic Arriata, at a 2:18.9. Biggest mover right now is that red Porsche you see right there of Derek Capps, number 100. He is up 2 positions from where he started. He goes a little wide on that corner. He's kind of taking a look here. Let's see if he can make that work. Not going to be able to do it here. He's sniffing it though. He's close. They go into this big first corner here. He goes inside and is able, a little bit of a touch there, but everybody's fine. He makes that pass happen. So put Derek Capps up 3 positions in P5 at this point. Back here, looks like the 97 getting close. Kind of wants that inside, but just can't quite make it work. Derek Capps looked like he had hit a little bit of an issue there, huh? Back a couple of positions now. a look at what happened there. If we could see that pass, it looks like he just got really loose off that corner, had to get out of the throttle, and wisely just lets them go through. Not going to continue to fight that. We'll get it back here in a little bit. He just got done passing those guys, so he'll probably regroup here and get back to racing with them and see what he can do. And now it looks like Derek Caps has had another issue, went off track a little bit. Let's take a look at that. And just coming through there too hot, spun it out, but yeah, just had to get off of it completely so he didn't get in that wall. That cost him a ton of time, unfortunately. And here we go. We do have a battle. Alex Healy now trying to make that pass, as it looks like something has happened to the front bumper of the 45. Okay, here, let's see if this might be the situation here as Brooker goes to the pits. Let's see what happened here. The 97 on the outside. I don't think that's going to be the crash. I think it's before that, huh? Going to the pits there. Yeah. Let's see if this is it here. No? That's the thing. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we don't have that for you, so apologies about that. But, and here you have it. While we were looking at that, Mike Hill just got passed by Rick Baldwin. Let's take a look at that and see how that transpired. So there he is. Just takes a look to the inside after a good run. Makes that with ease. So he was about 2 seconds down a lap or two ago, and is making up a ton of time. Like I said, as the runs go on, or this race goes on, you look for Rick Baldwin to get stronger and stronger. Put him in P2 now, but unfortunately, look at how much of a lead Dominic has. It is 6.5 seconds, y'all. You just saw them barely come into the screen at the back. So he is cooking today. Now, if I know anything about Mike Hill and watching him last week, he is not done. He will continue to race hard. Try to use a little bit of pit strategy, maybe go a little bit early, maybe just take it just enough fuel to get to the line. Anything he can do to get a few seconds. So that's what we saw last week, and I expect to see that again. Take a look back in the field here. This is Q right here in that 71 Porsche with that high voltage sponsor. Pretty happy that High Voltage, they are a AC/DC tribute band on the East Coast there, and they are going to be sponsoring our Talladega race in our truck series on Wednesday night next week. So tune in for that. It should be a lot of fun with that new sponsor we have. There's Marco Barrias in that 5, currently scored in P10. Closest battle on track is for second and third. This battle right here that Rick Baldwin just got into second. It looks like this is still the closest racing on track. Biggest mover to this point is Alex Healy now. He is up 3 positions from where he started. Looks like at this point 71 is going to pit here. May have had some other issue. Yep, looks like he had something here. Let's take a look. It looks like that damage is already done at this point. He crushed that thing. Must have hit a wall or something heading to the pits, so too bad for him. But he does have a fast repair, so let's see if he uses that. He's just gonna, there he goes. There's the fast repair. So he's gonna use that, get back on track, and be all right. As we, a couple minutes ago, we crossed over 30 minutes, so a third of the way through this race. And our leader is smooth sailing still. Just looks very in control, very calm, not trying to overdrive. Find that in these GT3s, the more you try to be fast, the slower you are. Now it looks like Sean Deal here in the 44 is kind of closing up on Alex Healy. So we'll keep an eye on this here, see how this develops. See now that lead out front as the ticker goes by. 8.5 seconds for our leader. This is getting closer and closer here. Sean is definitely closing him up. If he can make it stick off the corner here. He got a little bit better corner there, so he's able to pull away just a bit. Go back up front here because it looks like Mike Hill is catching Rick Baldwin again. Like I said, he's not going to give up. This is close now, and this is for second place. It's easier to catch somebody than it is to pass him. Once you get there, you got to figure out how to get around and not slide through the corner, not make contact and wreck the thing. So we'll see how he goes about this. Keep in mind, they all do still have to pit. So, you know, if you can get better on and off pit road than your competition, that could easily be enough to make this pass and not have to do it the hard way. Rick seems to be holding him at bay for now. Let's take a look now. It looks like these guys are back at it again. On Deal's looking very competitive here, but Alex Healy is able to make it so that he just can't get a fender inside on a corner, so able to hold him off for the time being. Take a look back up here for second and third. Not much change, as you can see, at the 62 there. Lewis Flowers is, I think, coming off pit road there. Rick kind of flashes the lights a little. Please let me go. I got this guy hunting me. There you go. Looks like he's going to give him the inside. Rick's not going to be able to clear him here before we get into this corner, but he will now. That may slow up Mike Hill just a little bit, but he gets through pretty good there. Not much of a change, not a big change there. And it looks like Marco Barrias is coming onto pit road. And doesn't look like any damage, so this is probably his scheduled stop, as we are pretty much at halfway right now. So this is a good strategy here. You know, you've used about half of what you're going to use of the tires, so might as well come in now, cool the tires off for a second, and then go back at it. Continue to watch this second and third place battle, as this is definitely the closest on the track right now. And it looks like Sean Deal has had some kind of issue. He was the one that was trying to pass Alex Healy. Let's take a look here. Running behind him. Take a look at what happened. Like anything happened there, just kind of headed for the pit, so not sure what that was about, but as this is kind of heating up now. Mike Hill is there. Gonna have to find a place to put his bumper. Looks like Austin Longnecker may have had an issue, but it keeps telling me that they're having issues when really it's just them pitting. So not sure why it keeps doing that, but let's see if this is something here. And this one is, he just kind of loops it there. I think that's the second time he's done that there, so that's kind of proving to be a difficult corner for him, unfortunately, as the battle is still on here. Oh, and he takes a look to the inside. Mike Hill is going to get the pass here. Some great racing between these guys. Like I said, last race, our first race of the season at Daytona, they were back and forth like this the whole race, and here they are again. Fun to watch, but realistically, these drivers would rather get a little bit of breathing room and settle in and just put some good lap times down. Now you see Mike Hill just kind of running away a little bit. Not a ton, but definitely putting some room on him here. They got Q in front of him. Looks like he's going to be a lap down car. We'll go back up front here. That's Dominic. He's got an 11-second lead at this point. Looking really good. Not sure when he's going to choose to pit. We'll have to see. Not this time. He's not going to pit this time. Both of these guys have gotten around Q at this point. Oh, and they're both going at the same time. Isn't that something? All right. So we'll stay right here, watch this for a little bit, as Dominic, our leader, is going around another lap. So we'll see when he chooses. And they're parked right next to each other. Perfect. Neither one taking tires, just fuel here. So we'll see who gets off first and who's taking less fuel. They got to have enough to get there, but who's going to be most aggressive with this call? And it's absolutely identical. But look at the 19 there of Rick Baldwin. Tried to close up, but then had to kind of let off a little bit to get around that corner. So there they go. Nothing has changed. Rick Baldwin's going to try to get back on the hunt. Let's take a look here back at our leader who's catching a little bit of dirt there, but that's not going to hurt him. And it looks like all the other cars are pitting, and this leaves Dominic out there by himself. You see a bunch of cars there. That's going to be Grenier and Healy on pit road. See which one can jump off here first. Currently in the 6th and 7th position. There you go. Healy is out first. Okay, so let's take a look at our leader and see if he's going to come in this time. Couple more corners here. We will see. And he's coming in. So everyone has taken their pit now. Let's take a look at Mike Hill here, as he's 44 seconds behind him. See how much ground they can make up here. Dominic still showing in the pits there as these guys are coming around. Rick Baldwin taking a look to the inside, thought about it. And this is really going to get close here. He's just out now. Okay, so he's still going to have a good lead, but probably not near what he had before. There goes Dominic there. Looks like he's got about a 12-second lead, we'll call it right now, as he is kind of getting back up to speed. Getting after it. Baldwin looking on that outside, trying to get the angle for the corner. Drawing up pretty close here. Great sequence of corners there for Rick. Really close now. We are about 2/3 of the way through this race with about 15 minutes to go. It's so tough right now. Rick knows he's just as fast. It's just he can get the car there, but sticking it in the corner and making the pass is a different story. He's going to try to figure out how to get this done with time winding down. And then once he gets it done, then he's got to protect. If he can get it done. Dominic back out to about a 13-second lead now. There you see him. And not really even going to see the guys in the background, so 13 seconds is quite a long ways on track. Been focusing on our top three here. Let's take a look at the 95 McLaren. That's Austin Longnecker. He is in 4th position. Like I said, he is not too far back of these guys. Oh, had a little internet issue there. And then Nathan Brooker is in P5. Sean Deal is now P6. Ryan Taylor there in P7. Derek Capps in the 8th position. Matt Grenier in 9th, and rounding out 10th is Marco Barrios right there. Let's go back to the battle that is for 2nd place. Like Austin Hill's put a little bit of room on him now. You can see the 95 back there in the screen. He's not too far back. Got a lot of time left on the clock. He could make something happen here. These guys are just neck and neck. I mean, these are very, very comparable drivers. Running pretty much the exact same line. This isn't like NASCAR where you kind of, the thing is you go where they're not, that's how you make the pass. This is kind of not like that in road racing. You want to stick to that preferred line because it definitely is the fastest, unless you are diving and making a pass. Take a look back here. We got the 44 there of Sean Deal looking to make a pass, it looks like. .42 in front of him of Ryan Taylor. He was really trying to make that pass, but it looks like it's kind of settled out here for a second. Got a lap car in front of him. Ryan makes the dive in there, gets that pass done. Kind of a tough spot to make a pass there for Sean, but he does it. That definitely widens them out a little bit. Unfortunately, now it's about a second there. Now we're starting to see a little bit more of a gap here. Mike Hill getting out a little bit more. Come up the hill. About 3/4 of a second of a lead for Mike. It is kind of a helpless feeling when you're behind him like that, like Rick is. You know you could probably get it done, but you gotta get the car up to him, and then you got to make the pass, and it's just hard to do. And you're driving as hard as you can, but you don't want to drive too hard, because if you start sliding the tires, you're gonna fall off, and the other guy's gonna drive away. So he's got to stay patient here. Time is running out, but there's still time. Just got to stay patient and hope that Mike makes a mistake. Check back in with that battle there with Ryan Taylor. Sean Deal. Doesn't look like it's as close as it was before. Ryan Taylor kind of making his way away from him now, getting a little bit of breathing room. Now, once again, we're about 4/10 of a second, so Rick is closing up a little bit. Closer and closer he goes. Takes a little bit more of an inside line there to kind of shorten the distance. Rick is getting close. He got a little bit loose there. He can taste it. You know, he's so close, and just that little bobble is going to cost him some time on this. Luckily, it's a short straightaway, so it's not going to cost him too much. Take a look back out here. Your leader, Dominic Ariata. Best lap for him is a 2:18.9, came earlier in the race, but his last lap was a 2:19.42, so literally his last lap was only half a second off of his best lap. That is called consistency, folks. He is looking strong. He's got about a 14, call it a 15-second lead at this point over these guys, and so he came out of the pits, and it was about 12 seconds. He's at 15 seconds now. So over the last few laps, and about 6.5 to 7 minutes, he's made up 3 seconds on these second and third place cars. What's interesting now, looking through the field, 1 through 8 are all in the same position that they started. So they race exactly how they qualify, at least in the top 8. They got Q in front of them again. See where they can make this happen. This could definitely slow up Mike here a little bit. Oh, it's definitely going to slow him up. 71 is just kind of trying to run his line. And look at this. Now, what are they going to do here? As they are 3 wide coming through that corner. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. And they are junked. They are junked. Rick is upside down. Gonna have to tow. Oh. Second and third just got completely taken out of this. Austin Longnecker goes by. He is now in second. That was crazy. I don't even know what to say about that. Let's take a look at it one more time from the blimp view. And let's see how that all developed there. Well, this is the secondary, I think. Yeah, these guys already jumped the pits. Let's go here. And let's go to the blimp. And look at this, 3 wide. Rick is essentially getting pushed off the track. And there it is. Like, just, oh man, that's so tough. Let's back up just a little bit here and see kind of more of how this developed with the 71 there. And neither one of the second and third place want to give it up. You know what I mean? And you see the 71 coming across the track a bit. And that just bunched him up, nowhere to go. Ah, it's tough. It's got to be frustrating if you're one of the second or third. If you're Mike or Rick, it's got to be a little frustrating, but not much else to say about it as we're looking at the 95 here of Austin Longnecker now in third. So let's kind of reset. Obviously, Dominic is out front with a 23-second lead. Austin is in second here. Nate Brooker is in third. Ryan Taylor is now going to take over fourth. And Sean Deal behind him there. And that rounds out your top 5. You got Mike Hill back on track here. Took his fast repair, got back on track. He is in 6th. Rick Baldwin looks to be in the pits still in P10. And there is Dominic going by to put Rick a lap down, unfortunately. So, that definitely shakes things up, but Dominic is still on a rail out here, just making it look easy with under 5 minutes to go now. Smooth sailing. So 24.5 seconds back to Austin Longnecker there, and then Nate Brooker in third is about 30 seconds behind him. So no real battles going on here at the front. No real battles going on in the field. Except for Marco Barrios here and Alex Healy. They are battling for the 9th position. I would not call it a super close battle at this point, but it is all we got. 3 minutes left, so let's check on our leader here. Leader is about halfway through this, so he may or may not get the white flag here. We'll have to see as he kind of comes through and crosses the line. Another dominating performance for Dominic. Barring any mistakes or issues at this point, I got to imagine that he's going to get his second win in 2 races. Looks like we are not getting the white flag at this point. So 2 more laps is what we'll run here. He goes down the hill in a rouge to go back up the hill. Don't look now, but Dominic just increased on his best lap, now a 2:18.86, which is 0.04 seconds better. But it is better, and his last lap was a 2:19.09, so he is running some great laps here later on. I do suppose that a little bit is because there's less weight in the vehicle with just a little bit of fuel left in it. But the tires got to be getting a little worn too, so this is just some great racing here. Great driving by him. And no real battles to speak of, so we will continue to stay on him as he closes out this race. Looking very good. Really just has to coast at this point. 27-second lead, so he doesn't really need to push it or do anything that would jeopardize this win. Just needs to kind of come around the track nice and easy. Oh, gets a little bit of dirt there, but that's all right. And as he comes to close this lap, we will be getting the white flag here, I'm sure. See what lap time he gets. See if he's taking it easy or if he's just running it. A 1:19.3. No, he is not taking it easy, folks. He is running it hard to the end. Come up a ridge for the last time as the clock expires. "28-second lead now. There's Austin Longnecker doing a great job in second place. Third place right there, Nate Brooker. Ryan Taylor there at fourth, and Mike Hill in fifth. Everybody kind of holding serve since we had that big accident. No mistakes here for Dominic, and he keeps just getting in the dirt. I'm telling you, this guy just drives hard regardless. Doesn't have to. He could literally go half throttle the rest of the way, but gonna drive it like he has the whole race. Here he comes. Couple more corners and he's gonna seal the deal here. Picking up some rocks. I'm telling you, he uses every inch of this track. No other battles on the track, so we're not missing anything in the field. Here come to the checkers. So Dominic Arriata with another dominating performance gets a win in week 2 at Spa after winning the opening race at Daytona. 2 wins in a row for him. Great racing. Great job. Austin Longnecker is going to be coming across the line here second in just a moment. He finishes out his laps in that McLaren. P2 for him. Great run as well. And then we'll watch our third place finisher as well, that 45 Audi of Nate Brooker. Rounds the last corner to take his P3 podium position. Great run. Great job. Stayed out of trouble all day. Other people had trouble. He capitalizes like Austin did. And here they are on a podium. So we'll get these guys lined up here We'll get some interviews going as soon as we can. Great racing from Spa. We will take the ticker off. All right. See if we can get these guys in here. Nate, this is Matthew in the booth. You got me, bud?
I hear you now, yeah.
Hey, buddy. Good run. Capitalized on some guys having some issues, but kept it clean all day. How did the track feel today?
Yeah, the track was fine. The car was running fine. I had a bit of an issue early on. I think I made a little mistake, and it pulled me back a few on the positions. I went from 5th to about 7th or 8th, and it took me a while to fight back. Yeah.
Yeah, it took a little bit, but I mean, you looked pretty good all day. Did you think you were going to be able to get them back, or after that damage, or that incident, did you think, oh man, it's over? Did you keep your head in it?
Oh no, yeah, I kept my head in it. Like I knew it was time to pit soon, and luckily, I was close to the earliest that I could pit. So I just held on for those few, and luckily I managed to keep pace. For the incident, I do apologize. Yeah, for that one, yeah, I had to pit straight away. Luckily, that was on lap 6 because yeah, I saw the damage. It pulled back my top speed straight away.
Yeah, yeah. Well, great run, great finish. Do you have any sponsors, team, anything you want to thank for the race tonight?
Yeah, no, it's just B&H Racing. I'm glad we got in and we got a podium. We nearly got a top 5, but my teammate Sean Deal in the 44, I think he ran into a little problem himself coming up to the end of the laps. But yeah, hopefully come next week and the week after, you're going to see us both strong in the top 5 quite often.
Well, we're looking forward to it. We'll see you next week. You have a good night. Enjoy this.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get Austin here. Austin, Matthew in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, good race tonight. Capitalized a little bit on other people's misfortune, but you kept your head in it, kept the car clean. What was the thought process and strategy out there this evening?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened ahead of me. I saw, Mike and Rick, they were, they had a little more pace than me. I could reel them in like once, but yeah, I couldn't catch them. So I kind of short pitted. Didn't do any good. But yeah, I kind of felt like William Byron out there at the Daytona 500. So
yeah,
just, it sucks for them. Not sure what happened up there, but
well,
yeah,
I'm gonna hold my tongue. You watch it back. You make your own decision. Yep. It was wild. I'll tell you that. I mean, hey, sometimes that's what it takes. You just got to be consistent, and things will fall into your lap. And I assume you didn't take tires tonight, just a splash and go, and just kind of trying to keep the tires under you for the full 45 minutes.
Yep. Just took some fuel, and yeah, it looked like fun up there. With those two were battling, and tried to get to them all night, and hope to get back on the podium again, but in a different way. So
yeah. Well, hey, take them where you can get them. P2 is a great finish. Great job tonight. Any sponsors, teammates, or anybody that you want to thank?
Just thanks to you for putting on the league, and looks like a pretty good, fun schedule, and happy to be part of it.
Very good. Well, thank you. We will see you next week.
Yep, thanks.
All right. All right, let's grab our winner, Dominic Matthew in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, another dominating run. What did you think about Spa tonight?
No, I love Spa, and McLaren felt super quick, super consistent. So same thing as last week, just trying not to pick up X's, trying not to get a slowdown in the top of a Rouge Radeon this time, which was the corner that always happened to him. So
yeah, you looked
no
slowdowns. You definitely used the whole track. He saw you getting in the grass, the dirt a little bit. And one thing I definitely noticed is your times did not fall off. I mean, you were within half a second from this first lap to the last. Consistency is key, huh?
Yeah, and I set my fastest lap on the last lap, which I was pretty pumped about that.
Did you? Yeah, I didn't even have a chance to see that, but man, yeah, that's great. I mean, that's what you want. It's just consistent, good laps.
Yeah, no, and like I said, the McLaren felt super consistent around here, and I practiced for a while before the race, just finding references and your markers. So it was good.
Yeah, well, very good. Canadian Tire next week. We did that in the preseason. I think you were pretty good there too. So feeling pretty confident going into that.
Yeah, I'm less confident about Canadian Tire. I know Austin was pretty quick there too, and Rick as well. So less confident about Canadian Tire, but I'll practice. I'll see what I can do.
They definitely were good there. I think if you get like 5 of these in a row or something, we're gonna have to have you start for the back just for the broadcast standpoint, just so we can see you pass some cars.
Yeah, do a reverse grid or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But anyways, hey, congratulations on a great race. We'll see you next week in Canada, huh?
All right, thanks, man.
All right,
Later.
take care. All right. Well, that is our broadcast for the night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great race. A little bit of excitement there that we didn't really want to see some guys get tore up. But like I said, next week we will be in Canadian Tire, and that is a fun race. We did it in our preseason, and so some guys got some practice there, and there were some guys looking pretty strong. So we look forward to seeing you all there. We'll see you next time.